Got Doc and Polly, the brand doctors here. Let's talk.
I love it. Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I am trying to wake up, as we were
Yeah.
just saying a moment ago. I got my coffee, so hopefully that'll get me going.
What's in that? What is it just
A little bit of jet fuel.
oh, man. Okay. All right. Good for you. Good for you. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Where you want to start?
So we were talking about our finish lines yesterday, and I think that's a good point to start, and then we can plan out the YouTube ideas. I figured we're kind of talking in public here, and so I don't think either one of us is really too private about our plans per se, but I do think that there's certain things that I kind of want to put out there in the ether, and it's probably a good idea for us to talk about.
All right. Let's do it. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first?
Let's see.
Finish line.
Finish line. So I want to get to 100K on YouTube on one of my channels. I want to do that probably through the Doc Williams channel. And I want to figure out how to make a sustainable 5K per month on average from different streams of income from YouTube. So that's affiliates, that's digital downloads, courses, consulting work, all of those things. That is my goal. K on average. Yeah. Then see what happens.
I have an idea for you too. Just something small, but I think it might be interesting. We talked about yesterday about redoing old thumbnails. And so kind of revamping old videos to match my current style, stuff like that. One other thing I did that might be interesting to you because it's for affiliate marketing is that I went through both of my channels and went through all the videos, like every single one, even ones that didn't need it. But I added all my current affiliate links and replaced the old ones if they did have some affiliate links on all my old videos. So that way, every video at least has a chance to have like my Opus clip affiliate link or my Nuelink affiliate link, stuff like that. And that
I
might
like
be interesting.
that. I like that. I like that.
Especially since we're using Riverside right now because technically it is one of the better recording tools, but I don't affiliate myself with them anymore because of how they ghosted me. So I had to remove the Riverside link from a lot of videos. And so that's another point to make.
That's good. I like that idea. Placehold links.
It's frustrating because technically TubeBuddy and vidIQ I think have a feature that you can do it in bulk, but I found that it was better for me to do it manually, one video at a time. Just basically opening up all these videos in a new tab and doing it that way because some of the formats of the descriptions were not always the same and it wouldn't be automatic very well if I was doing it that much.
I like it. I like it. I think that's it for my goals right now. I think it's, and I have it on a sticky note already on my desk right here, where to go. But what I think I need to do is today, I just need to look at the exact numbers because I got to look at my YouTube count and how much I'm making on affiliates, give or take right now. So I'm going to do that.
That way you know
right
how
now.
to scale it too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because when you're looking at metrics like that too, you can almost see a trajectory. You can almost see a pattern, especially when you look big enough. When we started this call, I was almost thinking, Doc, what if you wanted to get to 100K by the end of the year? What would that look like? How would you do it? And then can you take the lessons from that and do it over the next year?
That's interesting.
Changing your mindset to be I have to do it by the end of the year. And whether or not you can or can't, it doesn't really matter. But
and we're talking
how
about
would
the
you
end
do
of
it?
2025. We're looking at
No, end of 2024. I'm being extreme. You got a month and a half. How would you get to 100K in a month and a half? If you had, what is it, 45 days, right?
That's
45
tough.
days to get to 100.
See, to me, you sick man. You know what? Okay, so this is what I would think about. I would think about, so there's two different things I'm looking at. The juxtaposition of the conversion rates. This is Roberto Blake talks about what's the volume of views that you need and the conversions to do it. So if that's the case, I would be looking at because I'm terrible at math. What is that? I would need 44,000 subscribers, right? Let's see.
Because I'm thinking, what would a strategy be like? Do you have to make a video every day? Do 10 shorts a day? Are you doing live streams? What's the plan?
But see, the thing is, and maybe this is pessimistic. I can chart this. The more content, if I try to go too much, my subscribers go down when I go too high. So to me,
that's what happens to be on Instagram. Yeah.
So to me, it would be, okay, what strategy of either what selected videos would I do to increase my chances, plus what audience or who do I need to be connected for them to showcase or bring new eyes onto the content. That would be my strategy.
And I'm almost thinking too, like, I don't know if this is micro pessimistic of me or maybe just kind of callous, but I always think like if people are unfollowing you because you're posting too much or something like that, then they're not really following you for you. They're following you because they like a certain piece of content, which is fine. It's normal. Like people
Mm-hmm.
follow you either because they like what you make or they like you. One or the other, usually, maybe
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that eventually, even if you lose 20% followers, you're going to get 30 or 40% more in return. That's kind of what happened with like Instagram, where I was posting too much to the main feed. And so I had to change my strategy and only post the Reels feed. And that ended up now I have like 24,000 views on there on my 800 follower, not 800, something follower channel. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, maybe you can't do a video a day, but doing 5 or 4 videos a week, but still doing like 10 shorts a day. So you're still being kind of overzealous, but it's not necessarily spamming the feed as much.
I wonder. Yeah, that's interesting. 44K. Go ahead. I have thoughts.
Actually, we've talked a little bit about this before with like Opus. You haven't done a whole lot with shorts.
Get out of my face.
Not enough. Dude, I was doing 8 to 10 posts a day.
You're out of your mind. Okay,
But
so
now I
did
got
try.
25,000 views on my channel.
I know, but listen. So I did do that on my side channel, my DIY and it did do pretty well during that spike. I will give you that. I'm gonna screen share this.
Well, and to be fair, like it is just views.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't really convert to subscribers. Views end up turning into long form video views, and then those turn into subscribers. And so I've gained maybe 10% subscribers on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had 500 or so. Now I have close to like 550 or something like that. And that 50, I think, really kind of came purely from shorts because I have not been posting a whole lot when it came to long form content over the course of this past year. I mean, I've been doing interviews, but not really much any solo content. So
that makes sense.
That's what seems like the conversion rate was. It's like about 10%.
Let's see. And hold on one second.
Combine that with YouTube videos too.
Yeah. Hold on one second. What is this?
You can share your screen on here, by the way.
Cool. Okay, hold on. Doing that.
I think this is going to be an interesting video for people to watch because we're going to be spouting out a lot of ideas people probably haven't talked much about.
1 second. Okay. All right. So this is okay. So there's a couple of things that I was thinking about. Let me share my screen for a second, and we'll switch over. I'm going to switch over to DIY Media Makers to show you the bump, and then I'm going to talk about what I'm going to ask ChatGPT in a second as we're doing this. So let me do that.
One thing we should maybe talk about at the end is my 4th channel that I want to work on in secret.
Yeah, why is it all about me? Hold on a second.
No, you're good. No, see this first.
Okay, so you see that spike over there.
Yeah.
That was all of the different clips all the different shorts I was doing. Obviously, you can see there was quite a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, it was almost like that paralyzing. I'm like, I don't know what I should be doing. Should I continue?
Oh, no.
And then I stopped. And I was like, and then we have, I mean, I guess I can tell you. I was going to say, should we have this on the recording? So I was doing it to show Opus, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then they're like, yeah, we don't really. Then they just radio silent. I was like, why am I even doing clips? I don't even like shorts. Great numbers. A couple ones popped off randomly, 400, 300s.
I wonder
those
if they
kind of things.
expected more or something like that. And it could also just been like a bad time, or maybe like the content didn't resonate with people very well. I've had some mixed results with my clips too, so I get that.
And then if you look over here, but this is a weird one. So let me look at popular. So this is the
Uh-huh.
dumbest thing in the world. The
The screen
dumbest
share
thing in the
stuff
world.
though,
This one, 10K, 3K, 2,500. So nothing huge, but they're the
10K is
dumbest.
pretty good.
This is the dumbest one.
Oh yeah, you definitely needed to like reframe that a little bit better.
Listen. I don't even think
The
when
screen
was
share is
this?
weird. Like the screen share usually works. Like this is just doing a fit. But like the screen share with you and then the screen afterwards,
Yeah,
sometimes I have to recrop it. And
yeah.
so I have to spend a little bit of work when I'm doing like screen share clips. Regular clips, I generally don't have to do hardly anything at all. Maybe it's because I'm lazy or not that picky, but like for the most part, I don't. With screen share clips, I definitely generally had to play with a little bit more. And I think gaming clips as well, because now they have a gaming reframe too.
Might have to do that. And you have it all in Opus right there?
Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, they've updated it
hmm
quite a bit probably since you played around with it.
Probably. This is my other thing that I was going to mention here as well.
45,000, not bad.
Yeah.
It's still less, but it's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Wait, where are you looking at? Oh, for views? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, and this we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to talk about your goals. I got to shut up. So, if you're looking at it, right, we know what's predictable. This is even an older one. This is a 2002. It's the same exact theme for 1, 2, 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Creating free. It's all the same. Beginners of pretty much a no-code tools,
Have you
right?
done much for advanced users? Because that might also differentiate you from these other channels that are similar in niche, because
Possibly.
I don't think that any of them really have anything super advanced.
That's true. That's true.
Especially if you make a long form, like I saw a course today. It was like a 7-hour course for Notion, being a Notion expert.
Oh my
And
God.
I have left Notion. I try to be a Notion consultant. Their test was pretty ridiculous, and so I decided not to go with it. My point
hmm
was, I considered watching that 7-hour video because I was like, if I were to go back to Notion, I would want the respect of having that credential under my plate.
Yeah.
And that's a 7-hour video that I would speed up to 2x or more. So I'd
Yeah.
only get it done in like 3.5 hours. But the point is, I'm still watching your channel for 3.5 hours, and YouTube would love that.
Oh yeah. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so if we're looking at it, you already know. Not subscribed 95%.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest. Female, actually, that's interesting. Over the last year, it was almost like 95% male, and it
Mm.
switched. Interesting. My age demographic is pretty spread out,
Yeah.
but we're looking at 18 to 44, all pretty much even. And then this is what I wanted to show you, and I'll stop. Where am
I'm going
I?
to show you my analytics as well, because I think it's going to be interesting for people to see.
Videos, blah blah blah. Where is it? Uh,
Hmm.
how people find you? 55% search, right?
That's pretty
Journal,
powerful to know, though.
yeah, 18. So I've been through a couple different courses, and basically they're like, bro, they're like, you have a what do you call it? It's like a curse and a great thing. They're like, your consistency is so much different than most channels. They're like 55% surge. You're not going to be hit on an algo change, or if you want
Mm.
to do something that's trendy, you don't have to be catching the waves because your channel is so much built on
The SEO.
SEO. Because
Yeah.
if you're looking at external, if we do external, which is usually sites about no code or something like that, we're looking at, what is that percentage? Closer to 75%,
I wonder
which is
what
going to be on that.
mine is, because,
And browse is 5.3.
yeah.
It's like nothing. So I'll stop there. I'll stop.
Where did you see that? Advanced mode? No.
I saw analytics content and then drop down. Yeah. Yep. Drop down. I'll stop sharing.
So let me share my screen just to kind of show you what I'm dealing with here. So this is my personal brand channel. I guess you could say my main channel if it would let me share. Okay. It froze.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see my screen or no?
No.
Okay, because My tab just closed. Or not closed, but like froze.
Hold on, one second. One second.
Thanks, Riverside. Now we played a waiting game, folks.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so it's a new recording now. Hopefully it merges together, but my browser crashed. I don't know if that was Arc or Riverside's fault, but that's frustrating. Screen. I'll do it slower this time so it doesn't freak out on me this time. Okay. So this is on my main channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you look at like the overview, I'm getting 19.4 thousand. Earlier this year for multiple months, it was like 24, 25,000. But if you look over the last year, I've gotten over 179,000 views. And mind you, this channel has 500 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see these different spikes. And I can tell you that pretty much every big spike is related to doing shorts. Because like I said, I have not done hardly any of my solo content up until about a month ago when I started my batching. And especially you can see the dip here when I was working for a different job. Like I was in LA and Vegas for a couple of these weeks here. And I just wasn't making content for the first half of the summer or something like that. Then I've been doing interviews semi-consistently throughout the year. And those long-form videos do help a little bit. But you can even see like most of these views have not gotten a whole lot. Let me see. Oh. Okay. Where was it that you saw where people are coming from?
So go to do content, do all.
Okay.
There we go. Your short feed.
Like I said,
My God, 89.
this is a pretty good example of Opus clip right here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's partially because I'm not making my solo content up until recently, which are more SEO optimized. So this kind of goes back to what we talked about yesterday, Doc. There is about 40 videos, 20 podcasts, and 200 blog posts that I want to make. These are related to my multiple niches or whatnot, but they're kind of like a baseline posts of SEO that I wanted to build. Like here's like a post about Notion. Here's a post about maybe the modular degree in this way. And so these are the things that I wanted to talk about years ago that I never got around to doing. So I was still working on the previous content. I've gone through over half of that like baseline content that I wanted to create, but I need to finish that first. And I think that's kind of why my YouTube search is so low, because I have not finished that quote unquote project. I'm kind of shocked that it's this high, to be honest.
Look at that. That's crazy.
I thought like external would be higher because of like anytime I put a video on like my blog post, for example, I have a decent amount of videos on my blog posts.
That is just crazy. It just shows you how different channels can work on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That is so great. And this is a good starting point. A good starting point.
While I pull up my channel, why don't you talk to me about stuff?
So, I mean, the main thing that I'm looking at, have you declared what you want to do for like, your channels?
Finish line? Or
no?
Finish
line.
So we were talking about that yesterday, and I still am enamored with the 20K idea, but I think that getting to 10K in all three channels is a really good goal for me.
And what's the time frame?
Yeah, I guess in the next year is probably the best goal. Give myself a little bit of time for it.
And, okay, how many channels do you have?
So technically I have 3 that I'm working on, but I have 4. Let me finish this one little message here, then I'll mention it in a second.
Do you want me to rant about something else as you're doing this?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what we're looking at right here is we're reverse engineering what we're going to be doing for success for the next 12 months. We're really focusing on being analytic and not just being, oh, I hope this will happen, or hopefully there will be a viral moment, but crunching the numbers and figuring out where we are and where we want to go, that's going to be the most crucial thing for success. And meeting every week, we can examine, okay, what have we put out? What's working? What's not working? And then also too, which we didn't talk about, which I wanted to go over, I also have tons of, I'm going not the paid route, but I am paying for editors. I'm paying for thumbnails. I'm debating if I should even get other coaches and things like that, because I'm always testing to see if I can accelerate even more. And
like
so,
I said, the whole month and a half thing.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, honestly, if I was going to do that, I would probably go to different ones of my niches, Cody Sanchez, Reyes, and ask how much is it for either a collab or different types of content where I could interview them or to be in front of their audience and go from there. That's what my play would be.
Two things. First off, I just want to point this out before we move on. This is my secondary channel, right? It only has, 84 subscribers. It's brand new from January this year. Look at the fix here. How viewers find me. Notice anything interesting?
You and your ridiculous shorts.
So that's the same
shorts.
percentage as the other channel too, no less.
Yep.
The other thing is, instead of like thinking about how obviously you should pay creators and stuff like that, and if you're wanting to pay collab, that kind of thing. But if they have podcasts, just ask to be on their podcast. Like don't offer right off the bat. And if you're watching this, Cody, I'm sorry. Like I just want to make sure Doc's doing the right move here, because collaboration is pretty natural for creators. And if you can come up with a really cool idea as well for each creator, make it a unique pitch for each one. So one thing to keep in mind, Doc, is I've been doing all these interviews, but I started doing them on Matchmaker.fm, which was the tool that allowed me to match with people and find new polymathic people to interview. The thing is, I also went on tons of podcasts myself. I've been on at least like 80 at this point. I got those interviews because I made a unique pitch to pretty much every single person that I talked to on that app. I try to make a unique pitch to be like, hey, I saw your titles. Like, oh, you have SEO, you have like a podcasting, you have TikTok, but you don't have like holistically content creator. Let's talk about that. And so, because that's more my style anyways. I just made a unique pitch for each one and be like, hey, it may not work, and you may have to bug Cody 3 to 4 times before they're able to meet with you. But if you can get on their channels, might help you a little bit when it comes to like thought leadership.
Now, that's a great point. So I'm going to have to write that down. Noah was supposed to be on mine, but then he had, what do you call, a baby? So he's like, I'm not doing anything for a year. Fair enough. I'm on the AppSumo. I'm going to be doing a monthly webinar or workshop to get in front of their audience. So that's going to increase.
I also think, too, just to point this out, I think a podcast swap would be a good idea, because we talked about changing your podcast to be newer, right? So you delete that other one so it doesn't confuse people. You have just that one that you revamp to whatever new title you come up with, right? And on that new show, you start doing your podcast, and you talked about whether that's solo or interview. It could be both, really. Like, because that's what my podcast is both. Regardless of which way you go about it, going forward, you have like all these interviews of people you want to have in your space connected with you, but then you also go on their channels as well. And that also might be an interesting proposition. Instead of having to like offer something, you're just offering a podcast swap.
I like it. This is, unfortunately, work is calling me. Okay. I have to go in about 5 minutes, but give me more with
well, why don't I share my strategy then?
Let's do it.
So basically, it's similar to across all 3 channels. The 4th one is different, and I'm probably not even going to touch it for a while, but maybe we could touch on that one next time, because it's going to be interesting. Don't have the bandwidth to make content for it, but I'm thinking about using auto generation tools from AI to come up with like shorts and some simple videos for this channel, because it's going to be around like smart city development and sustainability and green architecture, and that was what my previous brand was about. So I want to start slowly building up that channel, and so when I am fully ready to take over and do stuff with it, it has some sort of history built out, and so that way I can do like at least one video a week or one video a month or whatever on that channel that's the strategy for them. But that's something we could talk about next time, because like we can talk about different tools and nerd out about that. Okay, I know
I
you'll
love
have
it.
fun with
I love it.
the first two channels. Still kind of focused solo content, right? I have knowledge management tools for the first channel, and then how to be a creator and different creator tools for the second channel. Both channels have interviews, and then both the SEO content and the interview content turn into shorts. I'm thinking I might do man-made shorts for the
Nice.
PolyTools channel, so I can start doing tool reviews and just take advantage of shorts, 3 minutes links now, and just do 3-minute reviews or overviews of tools. That way I can crank them out pretty quickly. I haven't really fully done it yet because the YouTube Shorts is still kind of broken right now, but it's kind of an excuse. I also just haven't done it. But
I'm going to be honest with you. I am pretty amazed your numbers with shorts, and it's almost motivating me that maybe I should consider shorts in this strategy.
So one thing I talk about on that PolyTools channel is the shotgun versus sniper approach. And a lot of creators, they focus too much on the quality of shorts, and you definitely need quality. You definitely don't want to be crap or anything like that. But there's a certain benefit of just having a shotgun approach and seeing what sticks. And that's kind of what you did on that secondary channel, which is why you had those spikes. I don't know how many you're posting per day. I think you said something around like 3 per day or something like that.
I did 2 per day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Yeah.
And depending on your niche too, I heard something about from like Pat Flynn that he posts his shorts or videos at like noon, because that's when people are going on lunch at work. And so due to his niche, that was kind of the most tuned time. Was doing so many videos that like I would oftentimes just do midnights because it was the first scheduling time. And it saved, when you're doing hundreds of posting, then you kind of need to save time. That just saves you some time. But I started doing later in the day. And if I were doing like 10 per day, I would basically do it every 2 hours. And that way I'm spread out across the day and see which ones will work better later on.
And as we're just talking about this, and we'll talk about this next time, what I see is for my shorts, before when I talk about like business, it doesn't hit. But when I talk about tool reviews, those are the ones for 3 minutes are the ones that are doing well.
And that's exactly what I wanted to do for the tools. So that's good to know.
So interesting. All right. So this is good. So what are we going to do by next week? What are we going to do?
So I already have on my first 2 channels videos scheduled out. I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing with this gaming channel, because I can't get myself to record gaming footage for some reason or another. Maybe I could try doing another bout of that.
All right. Next week, we're going to be talking about your gaming channel. I'm going to be talking about getting my life together with Opus Clip and have something for us to review for next week.
And if you're interested in Opus Clip, there's a link down below, guys.
All right, man. See ya. Bye.